Bring your hands to heart center here. Flutter the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. If this kneeling position is not comfortable, please bring it into a seated position. You can have your legs crossed or out in front. Do whatever feels good for you to start your practice. So hands over heart center, connecting into the breathing. And I want to set an intention for this practice today. So the intention is going to be, I am enough. Just think about what this means for you. And we're going to come back to this throughout the practice. Tuning into the breath. I'm going to count some breaths for us today. So inhaling for 4 and then exhaling for 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're ready, flutter those eyes open. And we're going to come into bringing your knees out as if you're as if you're going to go into a wide leg child's pose here. Now there's 2 options. Again, if this whole seated position on your heels is not comfortable for you, then I really invite you to come onto your bottom for this one and maybe have your legs out in front. So knees coming out to the sides. We're going to place our right hand behind us on the mat and bring it out a little bit, so not too close to the bottom. And then on the inhale, lift the left arm up and raise those hips. And you're going to feel a lovely stretch here coming through the body. Engaging the glutes and the legs here and really stretching, opening those shoulders and into the back body. Then on the exhale, lowering the hips back down, bringing the left arm back down. Bring it around to the opposite side. Then raise the right arm up and lift the hips up into the sky. Feeling that stretch. Getting really nice and stretchy today. Exhale, sweep the right hand back round. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, lower down. Sweep the left arm round, right hand back up. Lovely. Lower yourself back down. Bring those knees into center. And then we're going to ground the hands to the mat and come into an all fours position. So straight away, we're going to be noticing those lower abdominals, our Mula Bandha, engaging. And then on the inhale, shifting the weight onto the left side, bring your right arm, stretch it up to the sky. Your gaze might want to come to the sky as well. Really feel it, just opening up the body. Remembering the core here. Left arm comes up. Reach, stretch. Gaze might come up as well. Exhale, bring the hand back down. So we're going to then tuck the feet, the toes under, and come into our first downward dog. So on the exhale, bring those hips up to the sky. Ground through the hands, grounding through the feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. You can come up on the toes. The main thing that we want to focus on is lengthening that spine, putting the belly button into the spine and lengthening through. Inhale, come to the toes and step those feet in between the hands. And we're going to gently roll our body up to standing. So head and neck coming last, rounded spine here. Slowly roll ourselves back up. Feet about hip width apart here at the top of your mat. Inhale, raise the hands above your head. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine, make some space. Exhale, frame the feet and step those legs back into our plank position. We're then going to work through our chaturanga. So I'm going to go through the modified version on this first set. It's going to lower the knees to the ground, engaging the core. Lower the rest of the body down to the ground. Bring those elbows in. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, cobra. Pressing those feet into the mat. Glutes engaged, legs engaged. Exhale, lower your body back down. Inhale, grounding through the hands, lift your body up into a all fours position. Tuck the feet under, and on the exhale, come into our downward facing dog. Grounding through the hands and the feet. Lifting those hips to the sky. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Just remembering that intention that we set at the beginning of the practice today. You are enough. Wherever you're at, however you're feeling, it's enough. You might want to take some movement here. We're still quite early on in the class. So you can flex those feet. Take a couple of rolls backwards and forwards. Really feel into it. On your next inhale, come to your toes and step the feet through to the hands. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, make some space. Hands to shins into the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, lift the hands to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Come into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lengthen the spine, make some space. Lift the chest. Exhale, frame the feet. Inhale, step those feet back. Now go with the modified chaturanga that we did last time. Knees to the floor, body to the floor into cobra. Or you can come into your full version. Wherever you're at, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to come into upward dog or cobra. On the inhale and exhale into your downward facing dog. Now we're going to come through on an inhale into our plank position. And we're going to come into Vashisthasana or side plank. Now, as a modification, you can take this left knee in and we're going to flip to the side. So our right leg's coming out, this leg's at a right angle. I'm going to sweep the right arm up over our heads and really feel into that lovely stretch here. Now, if you want a bit more, you can bring both feet up, stack the feet, bring the arm up to the sky, or to come somewhere in between, you can bring that right leg over and support yourself like this. So a couple of breaths wherever you are. And then on the exhale, bring that right hand back down, come back into our plank. And then thinking about drawing our belly button into our spine and really lifting through the abdominals here. We're going to scoop ourselves up back into our downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Mommy's doing a yoga video. Just keeping it real with some children's voices in the background. Inhale, come back into your plank. We're going to go on the other side now. So to take the modified version, bring your right leg in and then twist, coming out into a lovely stretch with the left arm above the head, or you can come into your Vajrasana here, wherever you are. Take a couple of breaths. Feel into any shakes and wobbles. If you're feeling stretchy today, then just stay in the modified version. Exhale, come back into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, check in with how your body's feeling. Come back to our intention. Most importantly, come back to the breath. On your next inhale, when you're ready, come to your toes and step those feet in. Lift the chest, make some space. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms and the body up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to come into a Ekapalattanasana. So we're going to come into a lovely forward fold. So step this right foot back. Okay. And we're going to have the right toes facing towards the right corner of that mat. We've got the left foot facing just forwards. And we want the feet, they're not directly in line with each other here. This foot is slightly out, okay? So you can take your hands to your hips here. And we really want to inhale and lift through the chest, lifting and lengthening, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. And we're going to move forwards here and really feel that stretch. Now you can bring your block here to support you and have two blocks framing that front foot, and this is a really great place to be. So you can use this to support you, or you might want to stay here but just have your hands on your hips and feel into that stretch, or you may be able to come down further and think about bringing your head to your shin. You may want to walk those hands back with the fingertips facing the back of the mat. And think about what that back right quad is doing. Is it relaxing here? If so, bring some attention to it. So that's your back right thigh. It can switch off in some of these postures. And it's always good to come back to just the awareness here. When you're ready, slowly with control, lengthening and lifting back up to standing. Bring the right foot in. Staying on the other side now, step the left foot back. Toes, left toes facing towards the left corner of your mat. Hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Hinging with the hips coming forward here. Bring your blocks and use your blocks to frame that front foot again. Or come down if that feels good for you, working that forehead towards the shin and placing those fingertips towards the back of the mat. Again, feel into those shakes and wobbles here. Feel that stretch. And just come back to the breathing as much as you need to. When you're ready, slowly make your way up to standing. Step the left foot in so our feet are hip width apart again. Inhale, reach the hands above the head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift the chest. Exhale, frame the feet. Inhale, step the feet back. And now we're going to be in our plank position. And with control, pick up this right foot, bring it in, and we're going to bring our right knee to our right wrist into a king pigeon pose. So the right knee is coming to the right wrist and the right foot is coming towards the left wrist, but don't worry if it's still quite far away. That's just the kind of direction that we want it to be coming in. And then we lower this left leg down. Now you can place your block just underneath your right hip here to support. You can also have one on the other side. If this is really strong for you and this is a really strong stretch, we can do a seated pigeon. So you can bring the right foot to the left thigh and have your hands grounding and supporting you like this. So come into your variation where you're comfortable. And thinking about our alignment, what can help us to make sure that our hips are coming forwards is that we take our right hand to our right thigh and left hand to the left hip and just help us align here. So if you need to use your hands either side to support, please do that. Or if you are comfortable and would like to come forward, you can come to your forearms here and you can let the head rest down. Come to that place just before the edge of your limits and really be present in that place and check in with what your body's doing, engaging the muscles and really being present in that space just before the limit. It's good to challenge yourself, but we're not here today to push ourselves too far. We're here to listen to our body today. Connecting that inner and outer world. When you're ready, slowly walk yourself back up. If you come down, place the hands out slightly in front and ground them. Tuck under that left foot or the left toes. and start to raise your body up and see with control if you can bring that knee in first, then step it back into plank. And then we can come on the other side. So bring that left knee in with control, left knee to left wrist, toes coming towards the right wrist, and lower back down. Again, if you need to be in the seated version, just switch to the other leg now. And we can bring our block underneath our hip here, like that, if you need to. Okay. Lifting up through the chest, lengthening. We're going to come forwards if that's accessible for you. If not, just stay here. Come down to your forearms and soften your forehead to the mat. Come back to the breathing. I'm going to take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back up. Ground those hands into the mat. Tuck under the right toe. And with control, bring your left leg back into plank position. Now we're going to walk those feet in and come into a lovely Malasana. So I'm going to face you here so you can see. We want our toes facing slightly outwards and feet slightly more than hip width apart. And then we're going to come down, bending your knees into a lovely Malasana yoga squat. Now, if this is not accessible with your ankles, your other alternative here is to be on your toes. Wherever you are, if you need your hands out in front to balance, that's absolutely okay. Or you can bring them to heart center and really open up those hips. So use your elbows to push those legs out. You can have a bit of free movement here. You might want to sway from side to side. You might place your right hand out, reach the left hand up, left hand down, reach the right hand up. And really lift. Keep thinking about lifting through your chest, crown of your head lifting up to the ceiling. And when you're ready, just release yourself down to the mat. Legs bent, arms out in front, palms facing to the sky. Slowly with control, lower yourself down. And now we're going to come into a happy baby. Some of you might be familiar with this. So there's a couple of different options here. If you are able to take your feet, you can take the outside or the inside of the feet here. Or you can take your shins, you can take your thighs. Whatever feels right for you today, come to that place. And wherever you're at, you just want to be thinking about drawing those knees into the chest. Imagine them coming into your armpits. So wherever you are, come into your lovely happy baby. Have some movement here if that feels good. Or you might prefer to stay still in this posture. This is your practice, so this is for nobody else but you. So if you feel that you want to be still in your practice and really still and peaceful today, and that's where you've been at, then go with that. If you feel like you're quite fluid today and you want a lot of movement, then that's good too. You might want to play around lengthening one leg at a time. You might want to break them both out. Stretch. Keeping your movement, staying still. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your legs back into your chest and give them a lovely hug. And when you're ready, release your body down to the mat. We're going to come into our Shavasana, and there's a couple of options here to either come into your traditional Shavasana, legs laid out, hands, palms facing up, or you can bring your palms of your feet together and open out those hips here. Whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to release and let go, surrender. Come back to our intention. You might have found that certain parts of this class challenging today. But remember, you are enough. It's quite often not something that we tell ourselves. Affirming that just being, that's enough. Let yourself surrender to that in this moment. And come into your Shavasana. I invite you to stay down in your Shavasana as long as you can, as long as you need to. If you're ready to seal your practice, then you can come up to a seated position on the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Flutter your eyes closed. Inhale, exhale. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.